Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty ldbc Lions Den basketball community. In this case, smash the like button, hit the subscribe, also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. Check it out, man. All right, so Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks is constantly being bombarded with these attacks that he has no bag. Okay, every time I listen to one of these podcasts, every time I listen to one of these, so-called experts, especially the old school guys, right? Old school NBA players. There's this underlying tone that Giannis has no bag. Okay, now what does bag mean? I have no idea because it changes. That's some new age term. Just like whatever. This people just. I don't even want to start dissing, man. I'm just saying it's a real weird term. Get the bag, in my bag, in your bag, in my bag. You know what I'm saying? I don't know when men care so much about having a bag. I don't know what year that changed. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, now men want a bag. No, not a wallet. Carrying a wallet is something weird. But now men want the bag. Get the bag. Like a girl. Get my coin, girl. She messing with my coin. No, I'm not playing with her. She messing with my coin. But that's just how people talk now. This is my observation, right? So anyway, but no. When people say bag, I think that what they're actually talking about is his bag of tricks. You know what I mean? How deep can he go into his bag of tricks? You know what I'm saying? Like a magician. That's what I'm assuming they mean. That's the only thing they can mean, right? When they say a bag, right? You hear people say stuff like Kyrie Irving has a bag, right? You hear people say Kevin Durant has a bag, right? Luka has a bag, right? You even hear him say Anthony Davis has a bag, right? So I'm thinking, okay, what exactly is it? Are you talking about dribbling? Okay, are you talking about the ability to dribble, right? And pull up for a jumper and make it look pretty? Is that what you're talking about? What exactly are we talking about when we're talking about bag? Because the notion that Giannis has no bag, right, and it takes no skill to do what Giannis is doing, that's the part that irritates me, is when people act like there's no skill involved with what Giannis is doing, as if he's just doing this because he's big. That speaks to a lot of jealousy from old has-beens, right? Guys who could never win a championship, and they supposed to have the ultimate bag. Y'all supposed to have all this bag. Y'all dribble, right? Y'all played on the playgrounds in New York City, right? Y'all got the bag, but you ain't got no chips. You couldn't translate the bag into a ring. Now y'all out here justifying not having a ring, talking about you made money. This is really pathetic. See, the jealousy of Giannis has to stop. It really does. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all don't like Giannis because he's a foreigner. He come over here with this work ethic, you know what I'm saying? It's putting a lot of people to shame, and this is underlying tone. Oh man, who you think he is? Coming over here working hard. Then he don't join a super team. He don't leave the small market team Milwaukee. He stays there. He wins a chip. In the way they do it in the movies, in the storybook movies. You know what I'm saying? And that rubs people the wrong way, right? So he been getting hated on since. However, let's talk about this so-called bag of Giannis, or the lack thereof. It takes skills to do what Giannis is doing. Okay, you can't get a defensive rebound on one end of the court, drive to the other end of the court, maneuver through three defenders, spin move, layup, or dunk, or find the open man behind the three-point line. That takes skills. Every guard can't do that, let alone every big man can't do that. Okay? You got big men. Giannis is averaging right now 30 points, a little over 30 points, by 11 rebounds a game, 5 assists, right? So far this year. You have big men in this league that are bigger than Giannis that they don't get double-digit rebounds. Don't. Right? They don't do it. You have big men in this league that can't block a shot to save their life, can't even position themselves to block a shot. You definitely got big men in this league that's just right there, close to the rim, and still can't get you 20 points a game. Still. So the notion that Giannis is somehow got it easy because he's bigger than these other dudes. Well, Giannis had to work for that. Giannis was 190 pounds or something, 185 pounds, maybe 200. I'm not sure. But he was a tall, lanky, skinny dude, malnutrition, didn't have no food. Man, they never dunked Oreos in milk before. You see what I'm saying? You know what this man bought with his first check? A gang of Oreos, fam. Him and his brothers, a whole case of Oreos sitting in the crib like children eating Oreos. Once this man got access to food, to actual workout equipment, his body changed. He went from 200 pounds to 243, right, over the course of a few years. Now he's an unstoppable force. He's a monster, right? Giannis don't have the bag. He don't have the bag. Giannis's mid-range game, right, is just as good as Anthony Davis, which is why I never understood why people would always say Anthony Davis got this bag. Like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the style in which Anthony Davis shoots? You like the way he shoots, the style in which he does it? Is that what you're talking about? Because if you're talking about percentages, Anthony Davis is not a better shooter than Giannis in the mid-range. Everybody tell you Giannis can't shoot, but Giannis' mid-range game has drastically improved since getting in the league. But he don't get no credit for that. And this is how I know people don't be really watching the Bucks games. They watch highlights. See what I'm saying? And I don't blame you for not watching the games. You know, if Bucks ain't your team, it ain't your team. But this is my team, so I watch every game. See what I'm saying? I watch every game. I don't watch every Houston Rockets game or every Detroit Pistons game. So I couldn't tell you what their problems are. I could tell you in general from being on the outside looking in, reading stats and going by reports that I heard from the media. I can tell you that, but I can't tell you what the actual problems or the actual successes are with those teams. The bright spots are with those teams because I don't watch those teams every day. I watch the Milwaukee Bucks every single game, every single play. See what I'm saying? So this notion that Giannis don't have a bag is ridiculous. I've been telling y'all for years. I never understood the whole Anthony Davis thing. Yes, Anthony Davis is a beast with rebounding, and Anthony Davis, when he is focused on doing what he's supposed to be doing, he's a beast offensively and defensively as well. But he needs too much pep talk. He needs motivation. Giannis doesn't have that. Giannis goes out there and balls out, okay, on a more consistent level than does Anthony Davis. See what I'm saying? But people will tell me, man, Anthony Davis better than Giannis, man. Anthony Davis got that bag, man. Anthony Davis, man, he got what bag are you talking about? This is keep it real. What you're talking about is you like the style in which the man shoots. Giannis shoots a little awkward. He shoots like a big man. And Anthony Davis got that. He got that form like a guard. So that's what you like, right? You like that he got the form like a guard, but percentage-wise, it still goes in around the same percentage. Giannis might even be a little better. We're talking about mid-range, right? I'm not talking about three-point shooting. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Giannis can handle the ball. He can bring the ball up court like a point forward, okay? Which makes him very dangerous. He sees the floor. At 6'11", he has an angle to see the floor like nobody's business. You know what I mean? You got to think about it. Giannis is averaging almost 6 assists a game. Almost 6 assists a game, y'all. Dame Dollars is averaging 7. Giannis is averaging almost 6 assists a game. Drew Holiday, who used to be the Bucks point guard, who's now with the Boston Celtics, at this stage of the season, Drew Holiday is averaging 4 or 5 assists? Whatever. But also, Giannis is one of the Giannis is one of the only players. Oh, I thought I had that stat pulled up. I'm sorry I didn't save it, but I'll just tell you from the top of my head. Giannis had he has the most 25 plus point games, 25 and 10 games, right? He has the most 25 and 10 plus games, 25 points, 10 rebounds out of any current player in the NBA. Okay? Now, historically, he got some people in front of him, retired players and all of that. But out of the current crop of players, Giannis has the most 25 and 10 games, 25 points, 10 rebounds. So you tell me he ain't got no bag, right? But dudes who've been playing in the league longer than him ain't got the stats that he got, right? See, it's called determination. You see what I'm saying? Giannis does something well. When he's focused on doing that well and he takes advantage of that, can't nobody stop him. Can't nobody stop him, right? And doing it how he's supposed to do it is what won him a championship. Listening to all these weirdos, these weirdos that never won nothing, is what's going to stop Giannis from reaching his true potential. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to be shooting threes just because you open for a three. Forget later for that, man. That's why Dame was there, right? You ain't got to do turnaround fadeaways for no apparent reason, just to hear the crowd go, ooh, or just to hear some dude from a podcast say, ooh, Giannis went into the bag. No, if you can drive to the basket, spin, and dunk on somebody, do it as long as your body is physically able to do so. You know what I'm saying? Do it as long as your body is physically able to do so. I never heard these questions about Shaq. See, when Shaq was playing, I don't remember people saying, man, Shaq ain't got no bag. Shaq ain't got no bag. I don't remember nobody saying that. And there was people you could compare Shaq to. You could compare Shaq to Akeem Olajuwon. Olajuwon had all kind of moves, post moves down there, just a monster. You know what I'm saying? But no, what did how that didn't help Olajuwon when he had to guard Shaq. Shaq was the most dominating force. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Will Chamberlain, the most dominating force the NBA has ever seen. And Giannis is dominant. I don't remember people saying, David Robinson ain't got no bag. This is some new age stuff. It really is. It's real feminine. It irks me to hear men keep talking about somebody's bag. I'm like, because it insinuates you would rather look good, win or lose. You would rather look good. Like, remember they say on White Man Can't Jump? You'd rather look good and lose, you know what I'm saying, than look bad and win. Like, this is this weird mentality. People are really impressed with dribbling, pull-up jumpers, and all of that stuff. And that's cool, you know what I'm saying? KD got a nasty game, you know what I'm saying? He's very efficient. He got a beautiful jumper and all that kind of stuff. But, you know what I'm saying? Giannis disrupted and broke up his whole squad. All that little fantasy Brooklyn Nets stuff y'all was talking about a few years ago. The Brooklyn Nets are going to win the championship. All them bandwagon Brooklyn Nets fans. What happened to all them dudes? After all you dudes was running around with Nets jerseys and Nets hats on a couple years ago. What happened to you dudes who was in my chat talking all this greasy stuff about the Nets? We got it now. I know y'all jumped on another team, jock. See, one thing about me, I'm going to be here. I'm consistent. I ride with who I ride with, win, lose, or draw. Right? So you always know where I stand. You always know where I'm going to be. I don't change my opinions like, you know what I'm saying, like the wind and weather. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no, I'm riding with the Bucks this year. Oh, no, next year I'm riding with the Lakers. Oh, I ain't riding with the Lakers this year. This year I ride with the Suns. No, I'm sorry. That's not me. Nope, I got my team. I'm sticking to it. We ride. You know what I'm saying? We ride. That's how we do it. You know what I mean? So Giannis then dismantled the whole Brooklyn Nets experiment. That super team experiment got dismantled by Giannis, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, PJ Tucker, Drew Holiday. Bobby Portis dismantled Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant, and a slew of other players. Because they always act like Brooklyn Nets was so top heavy. Man, that team had everything. These dudes had Blake Griffin on the bench. These dudes had all kinds of players, bro. Patty Mills, but what's the white guy who shoot threes? Man, they had all kinds. Brooklyn Nets had everybody, bro. They had every free agent was running to be over there to get a free ring, and it just didn't work out for you guys, did it? Did it? Now you're all jumping on the Phoenix Suns bandwagon because KD, Devin Booker, right? Bradley Beal, and you know what? They ain't gonna do nothing either. No, sirree. They ain't gonna do nothing either. But it is what it is. Let's get to some of these stats from the Bucks game, man. The Bucks, we just played the New York Knicks. The Bucks currently still have the third best record in the entire league, which is hilarious to me. I try to tell these dudes, man, look, it's 20 games in. Everybody panicking, crying, acting like they experts on the Bucks. Don't even watch the games, man. Just irking me. You can always tell when somebody ain't watching the games by stuff they say, you know. No, see, y'all got to get rid of such and such. Y'all got to get rid of such. Huh? Like, dude, he ain't even played in 4 games. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Man, get out of here. You ain't even watch the game. But anyway, Giannis Antetokounmpo played 32 minutes. He was 11 for 17 from the floor, 6 for 8 from the free throw line. Excellent. 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 28 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Okay. Chris Middleton showed up and showed out versus the New York Knicks. Played 33 minutes, 9 for 16 from the field, 2 for 4 from the 3-point line, 50%. 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and had a plus minus of plus 17 with 20 points. We'll take those numbers from Chris Middleton all day, every day. Big Brook Lopez didn't have a good game today. Not offensively, he didn't. No, he just didn't have a good game, period. He was out there, but, you know, just didn't match up well with the Knicks. So Big Brook didn't do too well statistically. Dame Dollars had 19 points. Didn't shoot the ball too well, but, you know, he hit some big buckets when we needed them, and that's what he's there for. 7 assists, consistency. Malik Beasley, 31 minutes, 7 for 13 from the floor, 5 for 9 from the 3-point line. Wet him up. You know what I mean? 6 rebounds, I should say. Finished the game with 19 points. Bobby P, you know, the ultimate professional, 23 points off the bench, you dig? You know what I'm saying? Bobby ain't no joke. 2 steals from Bobby, 11 rebounds off the bench. You know, I rock with Bobby Portis heavy. You know what I'm saying? I rock with Bobby Portis heavy. The Bucks fans really need to understand and appreciate what we got with Bobby Portis, man. We got a starter. We got a secret weapon, a good starter on the bench coming in, right? Pat Connaughton came off the bench with 8 points, which is good for him. Cameron Payne, 8 points. You know what I'm saying? The Bucks played a good all-around game. You know, there's always room for improvement, but this was a good all-around game. Giannis didn't have to drop 50 or 60 points. You know, the rest of the team got involved. And if we play like this, we got a good chance of beating everybody. I would like to see, of course, Dame. You know, ideally, you want Dame to be shooting better. And he will be before we get to the playoffs. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So, like I said, the Bucks are currently 3rd in the league. We're 2nd in the East, but 3rd overall in the league behind Minnesota Timberwolves, the Boston Celtics, and we're 3rd. So I'm proud of my team. We're not going to sweep all the rest of these games. We're going to lose some more games and stuff like that. We might even have a 2-game losing streak, and they had to come back. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what happens in basketball. So it's spread out over 82 games. You see what I'm saying? We got 82 games. So it's all going to be spread out. It's going to be ups. It's going to be downs. but this is my team. This is what I'm rocking with. Now, where I got this whole conversation from about the bag, right? The whole bag conversation comes from, I remember Gilbert Arenas saying something about it. Giannis has no skills. Giannis don't know how to play basketball, which was some hot take, really just to get some attention. Then you had Charles Oakley come out and say some stuff like Giannis wouldn't be able to do that stuff in the 80s and 90s. Like, oh my God, listen. Charles Oakley, bro, listen, bro. I watch 80s and 90s basketball, right? I'm not one of these new age kids who got to watch the stuff on YouTube highlights where the video is shaky. I actually watch 80s and 90s basketball, right? Giannis would destroy 80s and 90s basketball. We got to stop this myth that the physicality in the 80s and 90s was so vicious that a guy who 6'11", 243 pounds, that's knocking over people like bowling pins, wouldn't just dominate you. Charles Oakley, if you don't sit down somewhere, bro, you that uncle, bro. You was that uncle. He was a tough guy. He give you some good life lessons and stuff like that. Always carry a little knife, little pocket knife with him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But your time has passed, uncle. These young boys today will bust you in your mouth. These young boys today, and you can't just keep walking around talking greasy. Charles Oakley is one of the guys whose time has passed, and he's jealous of the young homies. So let's do it. So now you start creating these mythical legends about how hard your day was. See, in my day, sure, look, man, car breakdown, we ain't had no Uber. We had no cell phone call for no ride. In my day, look here, man, we had to walk 30 miles. You car breakdown, you had to walk 30 miles. You know what I'm saying? 30 miles to the gas station. Then we had to walk 30 miles back. Like, bro, shut up, man. So you kids got it made. You got Uber. You got the DoorDash. Ain't no DoorDash when I was a kid. You kids got DoorDash today. You kids don't go outside and play. All that kind of stuff. Some of this stuff is true, but regardless, like nobody want to hear Charles Oakley tell a lie that Giannis wouldn't dominate in the 80s and 90s. Giannis would be probably the greatest basketball player of all time if he came in with his skill set. If you just took him with his skill set, right, and dropped him into the 1984 draft. Just do it. Take Giannis with his skill set today, right, and put him into the 1984 draft and see what happens. I'm sorry. I know it's a hot take, but I'm sorry. It's going to be a whole lot of disappointed people because ain't nobody stopping this dude. Yeah, you can rough him up and a few Bill Lambiers might knock him down, and they're going to hurt themselves in the process. This is a locomotive. Same thing with LeBron James. Yeah, I got my issues with LeBron. I'm not going to play ridiculous. Oh, LeBron couldn't survive in the 80s and the 90s. What do you think Giannis would do to him being guarded by Dale Davis or Anthony Davis? And Anton Davis, you remember the Davis boys. What would happen if they was guarding Giannis? Oh, they're going to keep Giannis in front of him? Charles Oakley going to keep Giannis in front of him? Horace Grant going to keep Giannis in front of him? Seriously, bro. What are y'all talking about? Giannis' game will translate into the 80s and 90s perfectly. He's not a three-point shooter anyway. He will get down there and just dog walk people. It ain't like you're going to be stopping them. But, everybody want their era to sound great. So it is what it is. And I'm a fan of the old school, but I'm not going to sit here and lie. All right, so now, then we have Carmelo Anthony, who has a podcast. Shout out to Carmelo on his podcast. What's it called? Something in Brooklyn. As a matter of fact, let me see. I want to give him a shout out. I'm going to give his podcast a shout out. So let me find the name. 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. Okay. It's called 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast on YouTube. Pretty good. I was listening to it. Now, Carmelo, he said Giannis didn't have a bag, but Carmelo wasn't dissing Giannis though. I gotta keep it real. He wasn't dissing Giannis. He was responding to a question, and Carmelo's position was basically, so what if he ain't got a bag? I mean, so what? I mean, he won a championship doing it the way he do it. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I think I got it right here. Hold on.
Man, 800 billion. I don't care. We got to get them. It's the same thing. When you have one of them ones, one of them white hats, yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to make it happen.
That's a fact.
Speaking of narratives, the knock on Giannis is that he don't got no bag. Like, he's just Mr. Run and Dunk. Like, give me the rock, nigga. I'm mad big. I'm going to take 2 steps to the hoop. Young, step in your chest.
I won like that.
I
won a championship like that. If I accomplish something at the highest level, doing it one way, why would I change it?
True.
Why would I even go in the gym and I'm too far in my career to try to get a 1-2 handle. Like, no, that's not, any other thing that he does would make him out of this atmosphere. Like, if he had a handle, like, he would be
crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, what do we can't give him? We can't give him everything.
Yeah.
You ain't got no handle.
All right, so Carmelo wasn't dissing. He wasn't dissing. He was actually giving Giannis props, but later on in that conversation, he did basically say Giannis didn't have a bag. But I think that was in reference to what this homie was saying about like all these other accolades, skill sets, and having the ultimate dribbling skills and all this stuff. And Carmelo is basically like, look, the man has won doing it his way, right? And my thing is this: it takes skills to do what Giannis is doing. Like, I'm tired of people acting like he's just a 6'11" guy, and you can just go pull any 6'11" guy off the street and they can do. Okay, why are the guys that's in the league today that's bigger than Giannis or the same size as Giannis not doing what Giannis is doing? Why? That's the part nobody want to talk about. It takes skills to do that. It takes skills to do what he's doing. You understand? So anyway, man, that's just my 2 cents on this matter. Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks. We got a long way to go, but we're shooting for that championship this year. A lot of people hating on us. They're gonna keep hating on us. A lot of people real salty that Giannis stayed with the Bucks. They don't want a small market team like us to shine. Then they really start hating when Dame Dollars. We made that power move for Dame Dollars. You know what I'm saying? And it's helping us drastically. Dame Dollars' offense has improved us so much. You know what I mean? Our defense is getting better, actually. Defense was our Achilles heel through the first 20 games, but now our defense is starting to improve. We're starting to get into the middle of the pack on the defense and get to the top of the pack on offense. Woo! Keep that going, baby. We win the championship. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all smash that like button, hit the subscribe, turn your notification bell so you'll be notified when we drop some more Bucks basketball talk. 78 Sports TV, and we up out of here, though. Deuces.